Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fulton Street Beats. I unboxed this guitar yesterday, and I filmed it. I was going to show it to you, the unboxing, but you know something? I kind of ruined it because I got so excited over this guitar. I started tripping over my own words. It's just, well, it's kind of unbelievable. And I was expecting it to be, well, you know, your Chibson style guitar needing a few upgrades. And so let's get into it a little bit. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper than I would have went into the other video anyhow. Because this is the Zakk Wylde, they call it the Odin Buzzsaw, I believe. Look at this guitar. Are you seeing this? Now this is a knockoff, boys and girls. This is not real. That's right, but are you seeing this guitar? I haven't done nothing to this guitar. This is amazing. I take that back. I cleaned the fretboard a little bit, but I didn't take the strings off to do it, just to give it a quick wipe down. This guitar is absolutely beautiful. I don't think there's anybody out there, you might not like the design of it, but I don't think there's anybody out there that can say that this guitar's finish is not incredible, right? We'll go to the back in a second. Now, I unboxed this guitar, and I immediately was just like, wow. As soon as I saw that amazing headstock, I was like, wow, before I even pulled the rest of the wrapper down. Started looking at it. Immediately I noticed that there's jumbo frets on it. They appear to be stainless steel, which is weird, and they're balled end frets. This guitar is $275, knockoff or not, however you feel about that subject. It's $275, and look at this. The binding is exquisite. I'm going to give you guys some close-ups of this guitar. The binding is exquisite. I'm literally trying to find a flaw. One flaw on this guitar. Have I? Not one. Not even scratch. So I pulled the back covers off, and I got them off right now. I'm going to show that to you. And I pulled the back covers off this guitar, expecting to, find the worst, like we always do. We find the worst in it, right? It's got to have some poor routing. It's got to be all slung with compound. It has to be something, right? Oh, wrong. So there's the back covers off, and if you notice, we have full-size pots in there. One piece body, but keep this in mind. They cap the back and they cap the front, kind of like they do on Gibsons on these. So, but the back looks mahogany. Looks like a maple neck, maple color also. Looks fantastic. Fantastic looking guitar. As a matter of fact, if this was hanging in a guitar store, I'd have a hard time telling this one between the original. Now, honestly, I haven't seen many of the, I've seen 2 of the original ones of these guitars, and I didn't really pay much attention. Now, there is some telltale signs. For instance, the pickups aren't active in this. And the knob for your volume is located, well, just a touch higher on this one, but not too bad. But it is cool. Look at this finish. Are you seeing this? It's like a burlwood finish on the top. Of course, we have the buzzsaw on the back. So you guys, there's no defects in this guitar. Let me show you the back of the headstock. So the first thing I did, I didn't really pay attention. I started turning these tuners. I want to get you in there. I started turning these tuners, okay? And I noticed that they felt really, really, really good. They felt good. Now, I've had one other knockoff guitar come that had tuners that felt exquisite. Most of them are just, your ho-hum tuners. Some are labeled the Grover, like the Rotomatics. And they're not, though, because they got the bad font. Nothing's crisp and clean and tight, right? And ready to fight, and they don't feel good. So immediately with this guitar, I noticed, well, I turn them and they're really tight. They got a positive feel. Everyone feels the same and nice and smooth, and they hold good. And I look at the back of this guitar, and I start looking at the font on this, and where it says Grover on these is actually looks very legitimate. Not like there's no pitting on these Grovers. There's no, even if they're fake Grovers, they did an excellent job. There would be no way of, and again, I have plenty of real Rotomatics, plenty of them on plenty of guitars. I couldn't tell the difference. I have a black set over here on another guitar. I can't tell. They look identical. Very strange. So we got large pots, jumbo frets, bald ends, with what appears to be stainless steel, very shiny. We have a beautiful ebony fretboard. See that or not? It's absolutely gorgeous. The logos on this guitar are exquisite. They're outstanding. I plugged the thing in last night, tuned it up, and I took a look at the bridge, first of all. And the first thing I noticed with the bridge is that, well, it's not set to a neutral position. Which I was like, okay, that's usually a sign that they're intonated, if they're not set to a neutral position. So I said, what are the odds that they intonated this guitar to? So the action is outstanding. I'm going to show you the action on this in a second. We'll get to that. But I go down through, and I'm at my 12th, and I'm doing my harmonics at the 12th. Every string was intonated. Balls on. Okay, how much better can it get? Well, I start looking at the nut. And the nut on this guitar is definitely not bone. It's not a bone nut. But I start looking at this nut, and I'm like, looks like a white Graphtec nut. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it looks like one, it feels like one, and it's very precise. It is so smooth on the ends. It's cut precisely. Usually when you get a nut, you're like, okay, it's got a nut on it. It works, right? I wish it was bone, whatnot. Well, this nut appears to have been really filed into this guitar quite well. The binding on the fretboard is amazing. The dots are precise and in the middle where they're supposed to be, with no willy-nilliness going on there. That's a new word for the day, willy-nilliness on the dots, on the side inlays. They're in the precise locations. They're centered within the fret binding. That is awesome. There's no blemishes where the finish meets the neck like most guitars have, like Gibsons have all the time. There's none of that. But what about the pickups? Well, I haven't tested the output of the pickups, but I'm going to tell you they sound outstanding. My intentions with this guitar was to upgrade these like we did with the James Hetfield Iron Cross guitar and put signature Zakk Wylde pickups in it. Well, after playing this, I've totally changed my mind. I'm not going to do it because they sound so good. It'd just be stupid. It'd be a stupid upgrade to do because this sounds better. Right now sounds better than the James Hetfield guitar that I got over $1,000 in pickups and upgrades. It sounds better. And I'm going to leave the tuners alone too because, well, they're freaking awesome. They work well. They hold good. Now, it's even got a small pin bridge. It's a small pin style bridge because we're going to take the strings off this and see exactly what's going on with this Zakk Wylde Audio looking guitar. Now, this has the crafted in South Korea logo on the back. All that stuff. Guys, it looks great. It does have the scarf joint, as you can probably see. Very well done. Very perfect. This guitar, it looks good on camera. I can tell. I mean, I'm looking in it. It looks great on camera. Guys, it's 10 times better in person. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's not a finish flaw on it. There's no runs. There's no sags. It's just a thing of beauty. The only problem with this guitar is fingerprints, right? Like, you know. Oh, by the way, the neck, even though it's glossy, I don't know. It's got to be urethane, I'd guess. But it's so fast and smooth. It's not like I'm not sticking to it, and it's really weird. Very strange. So I spent a lot of time playing this guitar last night, and I'm going to record some things for you in the next upcoming video, just so you can get an idea of what the guitar sounds like. But for right now, let's look at the important stuff, right? Let's check it all out deeper than I did yesterday. So I'm not going to show the unboxing because honestly, I was just so excited when I started getting into this, going, wow, just, oh my God, holy, you know what I mean? So we're going to look at scale. We're going to make sure the scale length is dead on. So we are looking at that's a different scale length. So 24.75 scale length. I'm not sure what the other one is. If I look it up, I'll put it on the screen. 24.75. We'll put that there. We are going to test the output of these pickups because we gotta know what the pickups are. We have to know that, right? So let's do this here. Let's test these suckers and make sure everything is up. We'll grab our cable. We'll plug it in, and we can do this. I'm not going to break for this, guys, because I want you guys to see that there's no willy-nilliness going on. no tricks. Okay. So, we get a lot of skeptical people on the channel sometimes, so just want to make sure that we are not there. Okay, what position we're in. So, here we go. Not too shabby. We're not too shabby. There's our bridge. What does that say? Let me look at it here, guys, because I can't see it on the camera. 11.52 on the bridge, and I want to make sure this is all up. 11.52 on the bridge. And by the way, no microphonic feedback on this particular one. Now, what you guys might get, mileage might vary, but I'm telling you, this one, I'm going to leave a link to the seller in the video too. Well, this one's outstanding. Now, these are factory pickups. Woo! So we got a hot bridge and a hot neck. 11.29 on the neck. I don't know about you guys, but this is EMG output for sure. What do we got in the center? Drop her down to 5.7, 5.71 in the center position. That's impressive. And like I said, I'm sitting in front of my high gain amp last night. Oh, they're cranked up pretty good with no feedback. And I even talked into the pickups and got no microphonics. I mean, you could hear a little resonance, but nothing, you couldn't tell. Couldn't even tell it was a voice. So that's cool. Another thing we want to do with this guitar real quick is we want to get a weight. What's it weigh? So let's do that. Let's get our weight down here. I'm going to hang it by the tuner, guys, okay? Yeah, that's right. I have faith in these tuners. So let's get a weight. 8.71 pounds, if you guys can see that. 8.71 pounds. That is a perfect weight for this guitar. What does the original one weigh? I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. I haven't looked it up yet. 8.71 pounds. Very, very cool. Now tell them, let's look at the action. I haven't set the action. I haven't did nothing. I tuned the guitar up. That was it. So I'm going to take a peek at the action. I know it's pretty good. At the 12th. By the way, these are definitely 10s that are on this guitar. So we're going to take a look at the action at the 12th. We are at about 1.30, very close to 1.30 millimeters on the low E. And on the high E, the same, 1.30. Low action. No buzz. All strings ring out very nicely. So very, very cool. And intonated, which is also cool. I'm trying to find something about this guitar that is wrong. Now, there's things we could do to this guitar to make it better, of course, but is there anything wrong? No. But let's detune it. Let's detune this thing. And I was playing it in drop D yesterday, just so you know, guys. Drop D. And it loved every chugging minute of it. I didn't experiment with any other tunings. I just went right straight to D, drop D. And I was actually doing some Soundgarden last night. Spoon Man, as a matter of fact. And I'll tell you what, it sounded so good. It was like Zakk Wylde playing Spoon Man. So I'm just taking the tension off these strings. We're going to cut them. There we are. Do this properly. See this bridge? Not a locking bridge. So it wasn't. It was not a locking bridge. Everything is stable and tight. The bridge is stable. Oh, wow. Yeah. So there's no looseness anywhere going on there. That's a plus. I'll wipe this down just real quick. Get the residue from where I kind of cleaned it up last night. Wow, what a fretboard. Guys, look at this thing. So I look for flaws on the fretboard. There are none. There are none. The cymbals that are on this guitar, I have no clue. Can't get a straight answer out of Zakk Wylde on those either. He's always joking. He says it's a recipe for chicken cacciatore. But looks like some kind of witchcraft to me. You might have a conglomeration of some cuneiform and some witchcraft or what have you. Who knows? But all I know is when you play this guitar, you play it well because it just works so well. It's probably psychosomatic, but it does. It works so well. So we're gonna check the neck straightness now. Put the bridge over here. Let's see where we're at with the strings off. Because the guitar is obviously been set up. And we're not gonna, yeah, okay. So yeah, so this neck is perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. I'm gonna rock these frets out while we're right here real quick, just in a couple spots. I like to do the high ones especially. This is crazy, guys. I knew there wasn't going to be an issue. I knew it. I knew that there wasn't going to be an issue. This is crazy. Nothing even questionable. Wow. Perfect. It is perfect. So the nut on this, and let me recalibrate this and make sure we got it right. Nut size in this is 43.5, and if we come down to the last fret here, it goes up to 57.3. There we are there. Guys, what do you think? Cool. Cool guitar, right? I mean, how can we go wrong? So let's pull a pickup. Let's pull this bridge pickup and see what's going on inside of it really quick. I don't think I've ever seen this amount of quality in an inexpensive guitar before. Ever. Holy shit. Guys, so we got pickups that are labeled under here ML269, made in Korea. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to look that up, and we have a part number on these. These pickups actually have a part number on them, and they're heavy. They're not light. And so what we're looking at on the outside is, okay, so this guitar, this guitar is one thick, when I say a cap, it's a cap, a thick cap. Then we have the mahogany on the body with a thin, within the veneer of the back. Veneer's, you know, yay thick on the back. We're talking a cap like this. You know what? Let me measure this thing for you. Let's see what this is. Now, yeah, they cap the front. It is a cap, and then we have like a burl wood veneer on top of the cap, but let me, I don't know if I can get in there or not, but let's see. We have, this cap is about 1.42 millimeters. So it's pretty substantial. So yeah, okay, so we have pickups labeled heavy. So I'll leave a link to the seller. I can't guarantee you're going to get one like this because, you know, sometimes they come from different manufacturers, but this one's a good one. And again, now let's look at the numbers. ML269. ML269. So what they're using the same pickup in the bridge and in the neck. Our routing is really good in here. Yeah, really well. So this looks like it's been routed out with a God, is that a poly finish? Or is that, man, that's got characteristics. I'm looking down at the, I should test this. You know what? I really should test this to see what it is. I mean, it looks like lacquer, but I got no lacquer residue. But I'm seeing indentations from the pickup rings. Usually that happens when a guitar's lacquered. Very nice beefy neck on. This is done really well. I'm not complaining up loud. Get in there, guys. Can you see that? See that? Routed. There's no compound slung in there. Nothing like we usually see in this guitar. Nothing. We got a Z on the inside. I take it that means Zakk. Yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy good. I'm going to grab really quick. I'm going to be right back. I'll edit this part. I'm going to go grab some acetone, and I'm going to test. And just like that, we're back. Okay, so we steal the wife's acetone. Also known as 100% nail polish remover acetone. And I'm going to put a little bit on a Q-tip. We don't want to drip this anywheres, because if it is a nitro finish, I don't think it is. But if it was a nitro finish, it's going to remove it, like, you know, it's going to ruin it immediately. So we just put a little bit on the end of a Q-tip. I'm going to take it on the inside here. And we're just going to sit it. See if this is going to eat through it all. So this is definitely a poly finish. This is not nitro. There's no melting. So if this was, and it took, I left it on there for a little bit and rubbed it in. So if this indeed was a nitro finish, what that would do is immediately eat it up. I mean, immediately. Put a hole right in it. Right down to the wood. Did not do that. So you don't have to worry about that. Over time it will with poly, but poly's very resilient. It's a lot stronger. So it didn't happen. So it's a poly finish. So now we know on this guitar. I like to test these. I'd like to test guitars and see exactly what they're made of. So that means the indentations with the pickup rings were done because, well, the poly wasn't quite cured when they put the guitar together either. So usually that's a sign of nitro, but not in this case. So I guess I am really, really, really liking. Yeah, it's a lock-on bridge. Damn. So cool. Like, it's so cool. And no, it's not because it's on wrong. Doesn't know people, are you sure the bridge is on right? No, it's on right. It's just a snap-on, lock-on bridge. I'm surprised the tailpiece isn't the same. But it's not. Very cool. And that has a lot to do with the tuning stability that I was seeing yesterday also. So I'm going to put another set of 10s back on here instead of 9s, by the way. I'm starting to like 10s more than 9s. I like 9s on guitars with Floyd Rose, but on hardtails, I'm really starting to like the 10s a lot more. Guys, by the way, the inlays are sheer perfection. I'm looking at these inlays, and if I can get you in close on these, that appears to be mother of pearl. It does not look like it's acrylic at all. Can you see that? It does not appear to be acrylic. I don't know what's going on. These guitars might be coming out of, I mean, they might be coming out of the same factory. This is crazy. I mean, this is really crazy. There is some differences to make you know that it's not the real one, such as the volume placement, unless, you know, maybe they've changed some of the volume placements on some of them. But I'm impressed. I'm probably going to order another one or two of these guitars just to have, because they're that freaking cool. Guys, that appears to be real mother of pearl. It does not look acrylic. It is deep, and it looks legit. Like I've seen on, you know, some of my Chinese pictures where they got the mother of pearl in there. Yeah, I'm excited. This is awesome. All right, guys, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you like this video. If you want to check this guitar out or take a chance on one, I'll leave a link in the description. Keep in mind, I'm not affiliated with the seller whatsoever. I don't know what you're going to get. Results may vary, but I happen to get a good one. And we get a lot of good luck on this channel. Sometimes we have bad luck, but mostly it's good. Just do your research first. I didn't reach out to the seller and ask any questions either. All right, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Remember, it's rock and roll makes world do that twirly thing. And peace, man. Love you all. Bye.